Hey everybody, welcome back to Boat Full Sailing. I'm here with Canadian Ken. We're up in Harborside, Maine again at Seal Cove Boatyard to check out what is probably my most favorite boat design of all time.
I completely agree. And in fact, my wife and her dad just thought, again, these are the most beautiful boats ever made.
Yeah, I agree. It is a 1964 Concordia 41, and she's being sold, and the asking price of this boat is $87,500. And we're going to get to that a little later. But this boat, I mean, it's not hyperbole to say I think it is probably the prettiest boat that ever has plied the ocean blue.
And a very seaworthy boat. I mean,
Yes.
these have done Bermuda races,
Halifax races. They've won those races. They're now more of a cult classic, and there is a great community out there for these boats. I think 103 total were made. Only 26 of the 41s were made. Most were the 39s. And so this is a little bit longer and has a little bit more volume, and is sought after for the aficionados of these boats. And
built in Germany, right?
Built by Rasmussen Builders in Germany, and then shipped over and finished off in Massachusetts. And they were designed originally to take on the snotty waters of Buzzards Bay, Massachusetts.
Yes.
And I've done a lot of windsurfing down there, so I know. So they're made to take on the unusual chop down there. And they're just a very comfortable boat and stunning.
And this is a yawl, by the way, right?
Yes, it's a yawl design, and we're going to get to all of that with the sails and all of that a little later, but I'm so excited to see this boat, I can't even tell you. We're sitting in the cockpit, and the bright work around this is astonishing.
I mean, the boats in this whole yard are incredible. There's about 100 and something, 50,
178
boats in here, and I think we found one of the nicest ones in the yard.
On the planet.
Yeah.
All right, let's go take a look. All right, Kenneth, so here we are in the cockpit, and we apologize. We're in a barn, it's dark, it's a working yard, you're going to hear some noise, but we're in the most beautiful cockpit ever. And look at this tiller. It's just extraordinary. The bright work in here is like glass, and just so everyone knows, we cleaned our shoes with a brush before we came up here, so nobody have a heart attack. We're nervous enough as it is, because it's so pretty. But look at this. It's really stunning. And then this is a neat feature. See this little backrest here? On port side, and then you got one on starboard too. So you can sit here, either driving the boat or having your cocktail. Really, really neat. So then
look at this stern. I mean, it's just an overhang of about 5 or 6 feet.
Yeah, the overall length is 41. And I think the water line's 11 feet shorter than that. But these transoms, and we'll get some pictures up on screen, they're just so just stunning. I don't have the right words for it because it's so pretty, but all this work has been done, and this is your mast step for your mizzen mast here.
Oh yeah.
That one's deck step. The main mast is keel stepped, but just looking forward here, it's just remarkable.
Okay, so yeah, beautiful old
Compass here. Look at this block.
A little port that gets you some light down below there.
Yep.
That old block.
And your typical cockpit hatches.
There's a
storage ladder. Yep.
Wow, and the engine controls, I believe, are down this one here, right?
Yeah. So
okay, so that's all there.
So that's the hour meter. What does that say? 2,248 hours on the engine.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and it was a Yamaha, about a 40 horsepower. We figured out.
40 horsepower Yamaha installed in 2001 with 2,200 hours on it. But all this is ship shape. And really, really beautiful. You'll see there's just a little dust on here, but there's the plate, Rasmussen. And this was designed by Ray Hunt, and who's got such a prolific career of designing unbelievable boats, including Hinckleys and Boston Whalers. I mean, it's bonkers. But look at this. Nice big primary winches, self-tailing.
Yeah.
Old wooden cleats. All varnished and beautiful.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
And the side decks is really remarkable.
Boom gallows here.
Nice, beautiful boom gallows, yeah.
And then a butterfly hatch in the center.
Yeah, isn't that nice? Relative to the one we saw on the Hans Christian, this one does not need any work.
Right.
This is perfect. Really neat.
Yeah, just the way they maintain these boats here is really impressive.
Yeah, this boat's been maintained in this yard for a decade now. Look at this bronze dorade.
Wow.
That's neat. The little weep holes there for any water that gets in. Another set of butterfly hatches up here. I mean, and look at the teak decking.
Yeah.
It's museum quality. A nice windlass, nice claw anchor up there, nice pulpit. All this is just, wow. It's, you know, it's not a reasonable purchase. It's a passion play.
This is more of a passion play.
This is a passion
I mean, there's
play.
definitely some maintenance here, but we were talking earlier, for example, the hull you'll see is varnished, but if you keep up on it,
Yeah.
you're going to be okay.
That's right. If you let it go, that's when it becomes expensive. So it's been meticulously maintained, and I think you're going to find that, as the yard owner was saying, it's cheaper to varnish the boat than it is to paint it.
Right, because
So-
it's a one-coat system, and there's
Yep. So the Concordias that you see that have painted hulls, top sides, those are going to be more expensive to maintain than one that's varnished like this one. But look at these nice wide side decks.
Yeah.
So your chain plates are out here along the tow rail. And so to walk up to the bow is going to be a breeze.
Yep.
This looks like it holds an anchor or something
Yep. Secondary anchor.
up on deck. Nice handrails here. And
It looks fast just standing here.
It does.
Because it's not super beamy actually for its length. So
No, it's not. You're right. It's a narrow boat, and we'll get the dimensions in a second. But it's you're right. It's a narrow, fast boat. These boats, like we said in the opening, they have won races. They've competed in races. They're still raced in like classic cup type racing, and you can have a ball sailing these boats. I mean, really, they're just. I've never been on one, and I'm gobsmacked.
some other pretty boats in here in this barn for sure. Some
Yeah, look
power
at that.
boats, some other.
Nice little Morris back there. I don't know what the farthest one is, but that's unusual looking. And then you've
Yeah.
got a nice back cove.
And look at this cockpit.
All right.
What was the expression you said about these boats?
Yeah, so I read a quote that they will drink 8, feed 4, and sleep 2. So they're not made for a big family cruiser, even though this one's bigger than the 39 smaller sister.
You get a lot more out of that. The 41, you get a lot more.
A
just
lot
having
more
the-
volume, yeah. But a great cockpit for cocktails. You can seat 8 in here comfortably, and then 4 down below for dinner, and then kick 2 out, and you got 2 left
There you
over to
go.
spend the night.
All right.
So speaking of down below, should we go check it out?
Let's go. Let's go for dinner.
All right.
A supper.
All right, everybody, you ready for this? I have been down briefly to turn on the lights, and I am so excited to show everybody. I have never been down below until today, and it's exceeded my expectations. You ready, Ken?
Yeah, I think we can go down that companionway together.
That would be something. But yeah, I think you're right. Look at that.
Look at that. Nice
I have
and
no
wide.
problem. You got to watch out for that boom gallows because it will go boom.
Yeah, we'll go boom.
Yeah.
Got the Garmin right there. That's nice.
Yeah,
Swings
look at
out.
that. Swings out. And the first thing of note, as we always do, is the headroom down here is extraordinary. And it's just, my gosh, it's like going back in time, and it's
Yeah, I feel like I'm at the Ritz-Carlton.
right.
It's just
like, I
beautiful.
love the green cushions. So there are deck cushions, a full suite of cushions down below, and everything down here looks just mint.
And you know it'd be nice and light and bright with those butterfly hatches above your head there.
100%.
All right, I'm gonna come.
Yeah, come on down.
I'm looking here. We got the sink on one side. There's a stove on the other here, but we'll get to that in a sec.
Yeah, we can start back here. Looks like hand pump. Looks
look
like
at
it
that.
might be a
Beautiful.
pressure system too. I'm not entirely sure. We can find out. But nice. And if anyone's wondering what this is,
Oh,
these
that's for
collect
the
moisture.
moisture. Yeah, those
they're
are
really great to have.
Yeah. Oh yeah, full refrigeration there, huh?
Yep.
Wow,
Full refrigeration, stainless. Look at that.
that's the biggest.
That's a big icebox, isn't it?
Yep.
Look at just the detail on that.
I know everything is such
little
nice
latches.
little. Yeah.
Love that. Really nice.
Now I'll swing around this way, and we do have. There's just it's a 2-burner.
Yep.
That'll get you, and then we have our gear here, but there's other storage and things there.
So everything's put away, so we apologize for that. There's nothing we can do about it. But a neat feature of these boats is the Concordia cot. So these, if all the stuff wasn't here, these would fold down, and this would be your rack to sleep.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah, some do have the lee claws, right? But I'm sure that could be modified if you were at sea.
Yeah.
to keep you in there.
But you notice it's got that little scoop
Yep.
to sort of keep you in place. But yeah, you could probably add a lee cloth if you needed to.
All right, and this is your dinner for 4. Not a problem here.
Right, yeah, you could have 4.
My
You got
goodness.
your drop leaf table. So you could have 2 on port, 2 on starboard, 2 on port. And Look at all this details.
Yeah, there's a
Really.
lot of storage. A lot of storage.
Might be water
capability.
tanks under there too.
Yeah,
Nice gimbal lantern.
love that. Here's
Thermometer.
that butterfly hatch. Look at it's like just having a wonderful skylight. Yeah,
So
and I
pretty.
bet I imagine there are probably some screens to put in there too.
I would think so.
Yeah.
And if you want to get in shape, you got to get a
Here's your
little
little
3-pounder here. That's good. All right, so we're coming up into what I guess collapses and creates a head.
Yeah. So yeah, why don't you show that? You have to just at the top a little latch.
Oh yeah,
there,
a little
which is
latch
nice.
here. So this closes,
Boom. That's it. Look at that.
and it
Perfect.
closes in as plumb. That's nice. And there's your head.
Yeah.
Everybody see that? Well, oh my gosh, there's a little sink up here too.
Yeah. Yeah. Both open up. Can I come in?
Yeah, hang on. There's actually room for 2, but I'll go into the V berth and you can come in.
All right. Coming through.
That's pretty neat.
Right. So this is the thing here that this closes off, and there you go. Okay, that's a nice little porcelain sink. Look at that.
Pretty slick.
Now I don't see a shower, but that's all right. You can always have a sun
swim.
shower.
You can just go for a swim for crying
For a
out loud.
swim. Then you've got the locker here on this side. Oops, sorry. Bunch of cubbies here, and this is where the mast comes down. So that sits in there and not going to get in your way at all. And then I think this little cubby here, you got all your electronics so you can hook up some of your instruments from your mast. And then up to the V berth. What do we got up here?
This is really, here, I'll grab the light from you. So you got these pretty much for stowing stuff, unless you have a very small kid.
Some kids.
There's your chain locker up there.
Oh yeah,
your
when you
windlass.
see the windlass.
Yep. And then
Wow.
2 cots up here.
In the same sort of design, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as much of a curve on the edge, but these are comfortable because you're not lying on a hard wooden bench.
And look at it, just so much overhang. Look how much room you have. This is a huge V berth.
Yeah, it is. It's very big.
And lots of light and ventilation.
And because of the butterfly hatch, I can stand up in
you
here.
Stand up in it.
And again, a nice feature to get some nice airflow through here. And this forward port opens. So when you're at, never have that open
Never
while you're
open at
sailing.
sea.
It should have that. Don't open at sea. But you can open this to get some ventilation coming through.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah. Nice little hanging. You should check this out. There's a little hanging closet here. I can take it.
All right, you do that.
But just the craftsmanship is extraordinary.
Wow. I love it. I do. I feel like I'm going back in time a little bit.
Yeah.
But there are also some of the modern upgrades. You can tell it's been rewired over here. I think I saw some outlets with a USB port.
Oh, cool.
So
I didn't see that.
yeah, just on the right.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yeah. Isn't this
Wow.
neat, Ken?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you would be turning heads in every harbor port
Right.
you go into.
They say when you're going to be going away on your dinghy from this, you're going to be looking back at it and saying, "There it is,
the most beautiful boat in the harbor. For sure.
I love it. All the bronze fittings and just
Yeah.
And again, this yard they maintain the boat so well.
Yeah. So we'll go down on the hard and look at the hull, but they did say that she's been varnished and is ready to put gently into the water.
Right. Right.
I made this mistake of saying drop her in the water.
No. Yeah. We almost didn't get to film this.
All right, so we removed the companionway ladder, which was easy enough to do, and this whole front section comes off. This whole piece comes out, but we're not going to remove it. But it just hooks in, and here is the access to your engine. This whole piece comes out, but there's your Yamar, 40 horsepower, 2,200 hours we established, and in perfect working order and maintained here at the yard. So once all this is removed,
Yeah, you have really good access then.
yeah, great access. So that's pretty sweet. So yeah, this whole piece comes out. See how it's lifting out of the corner?
Oh, I
there?
see.
The whole
Good.
thing
You get
pops
a
out.
little further back
So you
in
get
there.
all access to that, which is
Nice, nice.
fantastic. So I think this has exceeded all my expectations in terms of the down below on this boat. I didn't know there's going to be so much headroom, but it's got to be at least 6'4", 6'3". Anyway.
Oh yeah. Anyway, and,
But-
and it's in the center.
Yeah, in the
and
center.
then more at the butterfly hatches.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So should we go down and look at the keel?
Look at that beautiful keel.
All right, so down on the hard here, looking at this extraordinary boat. So the first thing I want to point out is the gold star up on the cove stripe there. That's a telltale sign she's a Concordia. And on the aft end, you'll see a crescent moon insignia. So we'll see that when we go back there. But she's a varnished hull. And a lot of people are going to blanch and be like, oh my God. But the heavy lifting on this boat has been done. She was all re-caulked and glued, right? So they brought her indoors for a season, for a winter, and let her dry out and separated the planking and re-glued everything. So it's all been done. And that's a problem that has plagued these boats in the past. So that's a worry off your list.
Yep.
And the varnishing, the yard manager said it takes a coat of varnish a year, less expensive than painting, and you keep up with it, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
There is a lot of maintenance on these boats, but that's probably the least of it, really.
Right.
And it's easy to do, and once you get the hang of it, it's not the end of the world. So beautiful gold cove stripe, nice white boot top stripe, and it's just, Ken, you were saying, kind of reminds you of that Gulfstream 36 we did down at Booth Bay about a year ago.
Very much so.
Very similar look to it.
Full keel, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, nice cutaway 4-foot. As we mentioned, the keel bolts have been checked. Everything is good. And you don't have to worry about the planking. It's all ready to go. All you need to do is slap some bottom paint on this, and you're off and running. But
yeah, a little tight in here, so it's going to be hard to show, but obviously we'll do some overlay of this.
Exactly. But was it 4 3/4 feet draft on it, I believe.
Yep.
And we'll put all the numbers up on the screen, but nice big rudder back here, and keel hung, and a nice protected two-bladed prop in an aperture here, which is fantastic for sailing up in Maine. You're not going to snag on a lobster pot. But and you don't have to worry about a line getting here. This is so well designed that it's really well protected. And then these extraordinary overhangs.
There they are. This is it.
This is it.
Yes. So I'll get in here. You can see the moon. It might be a little challenging to see.
You can just see that crescent moon on the aft end of that cove stripe.
And the name of the boat is
Wimbrel.
Wimbrel, which is, we find out, is a bird.
Yep. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not from Marblehead.
Yeah.
But look at absolutely gorgeous.
Again, I think it's just you just can't capture the look of this until you sort of see it on the water. But
Right.
But it's a fairly narrow beam, for the length.
Yeah, it's under 11 feet. It's like 10 3/4 feet, I think, the beam. And so narrow for its length. But, I mean, it's going to be a pretty quick boat in the right conditions. And because it was designed for Buzzards Bay, that it's going to be a comfortable ride. But, boy, you could eat off those top sides. They're so you could skate on that. It's extraordinary.
Wow.
So I say we go... So we go find the mast.
Let's go find the mast.
And then we'll wrap it up.
Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful boat.
Really, really pretty. All right, Kenneth, look at this place. I think I found out where we're hanging out this afternoon because it's not only warm, but look at all these beautiful spars. It's unbelievable. I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Fantastic.
All right, so we found the Concordia's mast.
Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at this one for the 60-footer.
You just disappeared on me. All right, you're looking at the white one?
Yeah, I'm going
That's
back.
also wood, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing. So, yeah, here's the Concordia's mast right here. And
it's the last one in.
Really substantial.
Square profile.
Right. And she's a yawl, so her mizzen mast we found is up, it's deep in there, so you're not going to really be able to see it. But she is keel stepped with that forward mast, so it's going to go all the way down below, and it's going to be beautiful when you're sitting down there looking at your spar. Pretty neat. Pretty neat.
I'll go to the end here. I'm trying to go around you. There. That's all right. You'll have to displace it. Not a ton to see. And then here is, you can't quite see the mizzen mast, but again,
Tucked up in
beautiful, like everything else we've seen.
Yeah.
Mint.
Look at this. It's like, It's like glass. All right, let's go back to the boat. Well, Kenneth, look at you. You look pretty comfortable back there.
I'm just dreaming. Here I am in Buzzards Bay, sailing from onset to Eggertown, and
Look at
just
you.
Loving it. Cocktail in the hand. And,
the bell of the ball.
Bell of the ball. Look, it's just an amazing boat. Amazing boat.
I mean, just absolutely extraordinary. And the fact that so many of these Concordias are still sailing, I think if I have my numbers right, 103 of these were made total, and I think about 100 of these are still sailing the oceans, which is just remarkable. And up in Rockport, Maine, there's so many of them, and every time you go into that harbor, they just jaw-dropping, really.
And in the time we've been doing this, what's happened? The price has actually dropped a little bit.
The broker contacted us while we were filming since the opening sequence and has said that the prices dropped from $87,500 to $77,500. And we understand that's a lot of money. This boat's not for everybody. We understand that, but we just had to show you because it's so stinking cool. And it is a passion play. I mean, these boats will capture your heart, and that's why people love these boats so much.
And don't be afraid of the varnished hull, because like we said, if you maintain that regularly, it's a one coat system. So it's less money than painting it with two coats.
Right.
I never really thought about that, but it makes sense.
Right. Yeah. The yard manager told us that if you maintain that varnish one coat a year, which is going to cost you less than paint, it's not going to be very expensive or painful to upkeep this boat.
But it will need some upkeep.
And that's the key. You got to keep up with the upkeep, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, it'll get away from you. Then it becomes a problem. So you either need to have the time to do it yourself, or you need to have the budget to have someone do it for you.
Right.
So there's just no two ways about it. Yeah. If we had our druthers. But anyway, so the price is now $77,500, and if money were no object, this would be my boat.
Yes, I agree.
Or another 41 of this ilk, because this one they. As we mentioned down below, they resealed the entire boat.
That's right. It was a really interesting story about how they put this in a heated barn for a while to get the seams to open up, and then a technique he did to fill up because the old glue was just not working.
Right, which is an issue with these boats, but this has been done. And the keel bolts have been checked on this. Everything is checked out. And so she is really ready to go. So
these are coated lifelines.
Those are coated. So you might replace those at some point.
Still, but these things
they look to be in good shape.
I mean, that's going to be the least of your worries, really.
Right. Just quickly, the sail inventory, Bondell Sails, full batten mained as of 2018.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you, Robin, and thank you, Yard, for the noise in the background. But so sails are in good condition, full batten main, all Bondell sails, and she does come with a spinnaker pole too. I don't know about a spinnaker.
And a dinghy, I believe.
Oh, that's right. You're right. A pram dinghy with an outboard. So yeah. All you need is a mooring or a slip or a deep water dock at your house.
You just can put it on a mooring and you don't even have to sail it. Just look at it.
Just stare at it.
That's all you need.
Because that's all you'll want to do because it's just so pretty. But the behavior of these on the water is apparently extraordinary. They've got a great comfort ratio, heavy displacement, all those good things. And, someone's going to balk, well, it's not efficient because the water line's only 29 feet and the overall length is 41. I mean, who cares? That's not why you're buying this boat.
That's right. We're back to it's a passion play.
It's a passion play. So if anyone tells you that's stupid because of the not enough storage or volume down below, that's not why you're buying this boat. But anyway, what a day. What a day seeing this boat. I am so psyched. And again, we appreciate all of you. Thanks for tuning in. Please click like, please subscribe, please share. Please subscribe to our newsletter, and we'll see you next time.
Tell us your favorite boat.
Thank you. Put your favorite boat in the comments below.